Hi, I'm Carrie, and I am back with the final energy reading for the last week of December, which is taking us into the new year. And let's see where that energy is going. So, the final week of December's energy is from the card Wise Leader, You Are a Beacon for Others. Isn't this interesting that just last week we had the energy of impasse? So, we started out the month looking and paying attention to and having gratitude for those blessings, navigating by the stars, following our bliss. Where were we letting others possibly derail us, or where our expectations were derailing us because we had to have a perfect scenario in place before we could move forward? The following week after that was just go, just do it, take a step forward, whether it's perfect or not. Then we came up against the obstacle that stopped that motion altogether for the month. So now we are at the wise leader. It's interesting that the high priestess is directly below the wise leader because she has the knowledge. She has that wisdom that we would like to know about, that we want that information that she keeps close to her chest. And maybe that's what this is about. And maybe this is a week that you don't have to necessarily share everything with everybody, but people are looking to you. People are coming to you for your advice, for your wisdom, but maybe it's about letting them kind of figure things out on their own, just a little bit, sharing some of your knowledge, but maybe not all of it, not to do it for malicious reasons, but just because they need to experience it and figure it out for themselves in some way. That's kind of how I'm being pulled with these two cards on top of each other, the wise leader stacking on top of the high priestess. The thing that we need to release comes from the page of pentacles, and this is about frustration and even some immaturity on some level. So maybe this is about dealing with those who don't want to take a moment to figure out things for themselves, who don't want to take an extra second to do a little bit of their own research. And they're just coming to you to fill in the gaps for them instead of trying to figure it out on their own. That's really what I get with these three cards right here. So this may be a week where you are challenged by others, maybe neediness of constantly wanting more, wanting answers, wanting some sort of direction from you when you are just trying to figure out how to navigate things yourself. And then where this is leading as we move into the new year, it's interesting that it's the card Justice, because it's about trying to find a fair outcome for everybody. That's what I get with this reading here. So dealing with those who are wanting all the answers, who are wanting you to figure out things for them, who are wanting you to spill the secret, share your wisdom so they don't have to do the work, is going to be very trying this week. And it's about maybe helping them a little, but not helping them all the way, letting everybody balance their own scales and figure things out for themselves. That's really what I get with this. And I think this is a really interesting energy to end out the year on. And it's interesting that the wise leader is facing towards this page of pentacles. And I almost feel like that mother energy where the mother is taking care of the child, all their needs. And I'm not talking little ones because of course, I'm talking our adult children, or the teens that can start to fend for themselves, but we're giving them all the answers. We're helping them navigate everything and not letting them maybe figure a few things out by themselves so they can learn how to work through some of those obstacles. That's almost what I see in these cards right here. And, you've got the knowledge, you've been through this, you have the wisdom that you can give to them, but they still need to kind of learn it on their own. As much as you want to continue to lead them to be that beacon that they come to, they're gonna, make their mistakes and trip up and have to figure things out. And this doesn't necessarily have to be for children. This could be for those in our lives that still act with that type of mentality sometimes. And another thing this brings me to is someone who's not getting their way with this Page of Pentacles in a reversed aspect. Someone who's kind of not getting their way. So they're acting slighted by the situation. And I feel like with justice here, this is about standing firm in your decisions this week. And actions have consequences. So maybe this is a consequence that this person has to learn. And while you can share your wisdom on the situation, it's still their lesson to kind of learn. I get that with this energy also. And sometimes you can't please everybody as much as you want to be that wise leader, as much as you maybe want to make things easier for them or whatever. You can't please everybody all the time. So it's about making the best decision for the situation or for you in general. Let me know in the comments below, how did this reading resonate with you and how you would have seen this, if you would have seen it differently. I'd love to hear that too. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I really appreciate it. And I am wishing you a very happy new year that is full of prosperity and blessings and abundance in all forms. So until I see you next year, bye.